JIT-TV, just in time.
Sanmanan Babugel Makai and a very warm welcome to JIT-TV News, where we bring you nothing but politics, business, sports and also entertainment all in one experience. Kamalam Andilukuku, let's into Mbiagwachindi Umahlaba. Let's take a quick look at your headlines for today. Civil servants are urged to prepare themselves for life after retirement and avoid cases of depression and disgruntlement. Government gets tough with mining companies. Huge turnout as City Football Academy prepares to tour Portugal. Now, civil servants have been urged to prepare themselves for life after retirement and avoid cases of depression and disgruntlement. Many times when the retirement age looms, most people are found unprepared for life outside the working environment. Now, the depression and sadness that is coupled with retirement has led to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade to organize an engagement meant to prepare its workers for this inevitable phase of life, with civil servants grateful for the insightful lessons. Now, the age of retirement as stimulated by the government is 65 years. Now, residents of Maswingo under the Communities in Action Platform Monday took the streets in protest to power utility ZESA's worsening load shedding. Now, with Zimbabwe experiencing one of the worst electricity crises in decades, Maswingo has not been spared. Now, much like the rest of the country, it has rather been forced to endure 18-hour load shedding schedules that have disputed businesses and domestic operations. Now, holding place cards and headed to ZESA headquarters, protesters demanded that the government parastatal provide a clear plan on how it was working to solve their problem.
Welcome to Zambezi River Lodge, Victoria Falls. Nestled on the banks of the mighty Zambezi River, right on the edge of the national park, Zambezi occupies the most unique and finest spot with the tranquility and seclusion every traveler seeks. Each of its well-appointed rooms is either garden or river facing, allowing you to soak in the serenity of the environment. The award-winning restaurant Amlonga offers delectable cuisine, which includes our famous high teas. To explore Victoria Falls from this fine location, book any of our packages now. Zambezi River Lodge. Relax, refresh, replenish.
Let's take a look at the African news for today. Now, Sostene Munyemana was on Wednesday found guilty of genocide, crimes against humanity and participation in a conspiracy to prepare these crimes. Now, the 68-year-old former gynecologist was accused of helping draft a letter for the interim government that supervised the killings of Tutsi. Now, he was also accused of participating in meetings that organized roundups for Tutsi civilians in the southern Rwanda prefecture of Butare, where he lived at the time. Now, Mr. Munyemana, who moved to France months after the genocide, denied any wrongdoing, and his lawyers said they plan to appeal the verdict.
Then, if convicted, the more time passes, the more witnesses disappear, the more memories crumble. So it's going to get more and more complicated. And French justice has fallen so far behind that it would never catch up. That's the tragedy for the survivors and their families.
And now your international news for today. Now, Poland's new pro-European Union government has begun to wrestle control of the country's state media and some other state agencies from the Conservative Party that consolidated its grip on them during 8 years in power. Now, the cabinet of Prime Minister Donald Tusk, which took office last week, said Wednesday it has fired and replaced the directors of the state television and radio outlets and the government-run news agency. Now, Now it seeks rather to re-establish independent media in Poland in a legally binding and lasting way. Let's get down now to the business side of news for today. Now, the government, which has already scrapped a special economic zone status for mining projects, will remove tax havens for investors in the sector to enforce value addition and beneficiation of minerals for maximum benefit to locals. Now, the Cabinet Committee will inter alia make a recommendation on new mining regulations focusing on contracts, incentives, for investors and revenues to ensure that the country benefits more of its vast mineral resources. Now, this followed concerns by senators that the country was not benefiting much from its minerals. Now, Ghana, the world's second biggest cocoa producer, faces a growing risk to its harvest and blow to its crisis-hit economy from illegal mining and smugglers. Industry officials, farmers and activists warned. Now, top producer Ivory Coast and Ghana, together with other West African neighbors, produce 2/3 of the world's supply of cocoa, the main ingredient in chocolate. Now, along with gold and oil, the cocoa industry is a mainstay of Ghana's economy and foreign currency earnings. Now, any losses in revenue hit hard as the country struggles to weather its worst economic crisis in decades. But cocoa production is falling victim to illegal mining, mostly for gold and known locally as galamsey.
At Hewlett's, we believe in a sweet future. A sweet future for our country, planet, and community.
Protec was founded in 1982 with the mission of assisting previously disadvantaged youth for successful entry into STEM-based careers. Protec Tongaat opened its doors in 1991, and from day one, Tongaat Hewlett has played a vital role in ensuring our continued success and growth. Each year, Protec Tongaat supports approximately 120 learners from grades 10 to 12 with an aptitude in maths and science from low socioeconomic backgrounds.
We get career exposure with site visits, career counseling and job shadowing to help us make a more informed career choice.
Studying at Protec has allowed me to rank in the top 10 performing electrical engineering graduates at the UT.
Growing a sweet future is not only about financial support. It is also about creating opportunities. Tongaat Hewlett has employed 33 Protec engineering students and have been a partner of Protec for over 30 years, and our support will continue into the future.
Hewlett's, growing a sweet future.
It's JIT-TV.
And now on your JIT-TV news, with a focus. And finally, on your sports news for today. Now, one of the country's more established academies, the City Football Academy, has intensified preparations for the 2024 IBA Cup, set to be hosted in Portugal February. Now, this is the dream of the 8-year-old Lucas Moyo, a budding footballer who is hoping to catch the eye when the City Football Academy competes at the upcoming IBA Cup in Portugal. Now, IBA Cup is currently one of the most important world youth soccer tournaments, where all the top academies and football powerhouses send in their youngsters to compete. Now, the teams play in 11 versus 11 in a super competitive week, with fantastic experiences and unique opportunities to face teams from all continents, and also offer great scouting opportunities for new talent. And that is all from me to you. A huge thank you for joining me today. As always, kindly please comment and follow us on all our social media platforms on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also TikTok. Or rather, you can go to our website at www.JIT-TVzw. Signing out, it is Andile Gugulethu Ntombe Waqindi Mahlaba. Have yourselves an amazing day.
JIT-TV, just in time. JIT-TV, just in time.
Let's preach unity, the gospel of peace, of humorous, of tranquility. Oh yeah, oh yeah, it's never important. Let's preach unity.
The Unity Accord, which united ZANU and PF-ZAPU, the two sole parties of our liberation struggle, and most importantly, it united Zimbabweans. Tomorrow, we commemorate this historic accord. The Unity Accord between these two liberation movements was signed on 22nd December 1987 by our two founding fathers, veteran nationalists and freedom fighters, Comrade Robert Gabriel Mugabe, representing ZANU, and Comrade Joshua Omo, representing PF-ZAPU. This landmark event ended the disturbances which had flared up soon after our independence and threatened to split and rip our nation apart. It laid a strong and lasting foundation for our national unity, itself the bedrock of the stability and amity we continue to enjoy as a united people. Sadly, the two leaders of our independence struggle and signatories to this watershed document are no longer with us. But their epochal works and deeds make them live beyond their lifetime. We thank them heartily and will forever remember and honor them as founders and makers of our nation. We stand obligated to further the ideals of this timeless bequest of unity to our nation. Far more than a legacy, the Unity Accord is a material force which continues to shape our politics to this day and forever. It never wears out, nor will we ever allow it to perish. It is the life force of our nation, the pith of our nationhood. We are as good and as strong as we are united, today, tomorrow, and forever. All generations, all citizens, and all leaders of this nation must continue to renew, affirm, and reaffirm our unity as a people. We should never tire to to work for national unity, to think, act, and to live true to its dictates. Zimbabwe is and must remain a home to all who belong to, reside, and believe in it. Fellow Zimbabweans, I revere and celebrate the Unity Accord because it is a national ethic and a value which rises above party politics. It is a core part of processes which founded our nation and keeps us together as a nation. During our liberation struggle, both Zanda and Zebra progressively came together and they fought against settlers as a united force. The Unity Accord is thus deeply rooted in our history. We must all lay claim to its spirit and the letter and nurture it in order to pass it on to future generations. Today, more than ever before, we need national unity. Firstly, unity to defend and secure our sovereignty. While the struggle for political independence may have formally ended in 1980 with our independence, the mission to secure that independence remains and is ongoing. We continue to face challenges to our sovereignty, such as the illegal sanctions by which certain global interests seek to subvert and compromise our hard-won independence. Many hostile interests eye our resources and would want to access them. We must meet this threat by remaining solidly united. Even now that SADC, the Africa and the progressive world have joined us in a show of practical solidarity. Secondly, unity to recover and grow our economy. We have committed ourselves to Vision 2030 to transform and develop our country into an upper middle income economy. We must be united to assure our people of decent livelihoods through inclusive development and growth which leaves no one behind. This immutable goal requires all hands on the deck, regardless of politics, tribe, religion, race, or creed. Zimbabwe needs all its hands, black or white, long or short, tender, clean or greased, fisted or open. All these hands belong to our nation, which today bids them to work for it, and in unity and in harmony. We have created channels and avenues for resolving our differences and sharing ideas on challenges we face as a nation. It is never too late to save your people and your country. Thirdly, unity for peace, harmony, and eternal peace in and for our nation. A divided house soon crumbles and falls. We should never entertain politics which mobilize around narrow anti-nation sentiments. Zimbabwe is a unitary state, and the politics operating below that constitutional dictate should be rejected. We must therefore always seek to be more peaceful and more united through greater interaction, greater justice, and a more balanced development. The policy of decentralization and devolution enshrined in our Constitution must take root and be accelerated. That is what consolidates the Unity Accord, which our founders bequeathed to us, celebration of independence away from the Harare gives full meaning to both the attaining of independence and the unity we enjoy. Fourthly, unity for greater democracy. Our Constitution bids that we hold elections after every 5 years. With elections comes contestation. However, these must never be aggressive or divisive rivalry. Democratic contestations should never destroy our national cohesion. The quest to govern is never a license to divide. Our politics must never fracture our nation or threaten to break it up. Our politics must affirm our nation by always advancing productivity, economic development, and prosperity for all our people. That which is in the best interests of the people must be the beacon. Fifthly and last, national unity for sub-regional and continental cohesion. Zimbabwe is an African country whose membership is in SADC and African Union. We have played and discharged important roles in our region and on our continent. Zimbabwe remains among those states that can be counted on for conflict prevention, management, and resolution. Presently, we chair the SADC organ on defense, politics, and security. Not long ago, we were a member of the African Union Peace and Security Commission. Only a united Zimbabwe, which is at peace with itself and its neighbors, becomes a useful member of its sub-region and its continent. We owe it to ourselves, but also owe it to our African brothers. I exhort us, therefore, to continue to cherish our unity and working towards its consolidation. As we slow down and take a deserved rest, starting tomorrow, the day we remember the signing of the Unity Accord, and over Christmas and the New Year, let unity, peace, love, and harmony prevail over our great country, Zimbabwe. God bless you all. God bless Zimbabwe. And thank you.